Welcome, everyone, to Bracket Bastards. This is the podcast. We take a bracket of 32, 64, 128 or more and banter our way down to a winner. I am your host this week, Freddie Fisher, and this is...
I am the bearded bastard, the one with the most wisest whiskers of them all. And this is...
Harley.
Apparently, Harley's just Harley. Harley joined us on a really good show this week because we are talking about movies that could possibly, not saying they do, possibly describe our sex life. And the rules are as follows. We have lifelines. These lifelines are a little bit different than our usual shows because number one, as always, is pass the parcel. Pass the parcel, we usually have this only one time during the show, but since there's three of us, only three of us this week, I'm going to let the audience, who is where it would go with pass the parcel, get as many votes as they can as possible. So if anybody wants to blow their load, or sorry, not blow their load, pass the parcel at any time, it does not count anything against you. You can go, and this I'll let you do all the way up into, let's say, third place.
All right.
So no finals on that one. Finals is strictly what it is. Other than that, the steal a vote. This one's going to be really fun too because if you steal somebody's vote, it's an automatic vote to the next round because since there's three of us, you still one. That's two. Moves on to the next round. And of course, blowing your load. When you get blown your load, by the way, you are going to hear this sound.
Oh!
But blowing your load and steal a vote are only good for one time during the show. So please make it count when you use it. Steal a vote can be used up into and including the quarterfinal matchup. So the first four in round three. Blowing your load can go all the way to the end of the game. Three of us are voting. I start us off. Topic is movies titles that could describe our sex life. It is either I Am Legend or Stand and Deliver. I love this topic, by the way. This topic is a fucked up topic, and I don't know why we didn't do this sooner, because this is 180, like 182, 183, 182, 182nd episode, and we're just now doing this particular topic. I have no idea why it took us so long. I'm not going to count myself a legend, because I'm not a legend when it comes to that, but Stand and Deliver is just, one, is a damn good movie, and I just think it's a better, and it kind of describes a position that you could be using as well. So trying to get a little bit kinky in the situation. Stand and Deliver is going to be getting my vote on this one. Kevin?
Yeah, I think I got to agree with you on that one. I'm definitely not counting myself as a legend either. However, I have been known to stand and deliver, so I will go with that one.
Gets another vote. Harley?
Well, I'm going to go with I Am Legend.
So it's going to move on 2-1. The audience, by the way, voted along with myself and Kevin with Stand and Deliver. Write that down real quick. Next up, Kevin starts us off. Kevin, is it Gone in 60 Seconds or Alone in the Dark?
Oh, it's definitely Alone in the Dark. That definitely describes my sex life a lot more than Gone in 60 Seconds. So Alone in the Dark it is.
Gets a vote. Harley?
I'm going to go with Alone in the Dark.
Oh, with the upset. The audience, by the way, would have gone in 60 Seconds, agreeing with me with the Gone in 60 Seconds. Not describing a sex life. This is just, I'm not really alone in the dark kind of guy. I'm more of a alone in the light kind of guy.
Do you like candles and
yeah, I
set
like
the
candles.
mood?
I do the entire thing. I put Disney music on piano type thing. Like it's just what it is. Alone in the Dark gets the vote today, though, 2-1 to the next round. Harley starts us off on this one. Is it Clueless or Soloist?
Well, not really either of these, so I'm going to pass the parcel.
Pass the partial goes to soloist and a vote of going down this list 8-3 on that one. And just to make sure Harley, just in case if she wants to complete the trifecta on that one, her thing is officially marked. We were just talking about the entire Alone in the Dark situation, which is kind of the solo act. I'm more clueless, though, to be perfectly honest. I'm a guy. Uh, if any guy tells you that they understand women is a liar, not only to themselves, but to other people. Clueless gets my vote off of that one. Kevin, finish this up.
No, if I went with Alone in the Dark, I have to go with the soloist as well.
Another 2-1 moves on to the next round. I start this one off. It is either Where the Wild Things Are or 8mm. Hold up. This is the sound for the entire 8mm. Yeah. Sorry, I hardly ever get to use that one. Actually, realistically, the sound for the entire 8mm is this.
Emotional damage.
Fact.
Facts. I'm gonna go with 8mm on this one just because it's a funnier. It's a damn good movie. Let's just admit that 8mm is a damn good movie, but it's just a funnier joke. So I'm gonna go with 8mm. It gets my vote. Kevin, is it 8mm or Where the Wild Things Are?
I think I'm going to keep the audience involved with this one and pass that parcel.
Brings it up to a split decision because it is between 8mm and Where the Wild Things Are. Final vote ended up going 5-4.
Ooh,
So
tough one.
it is a split among them, but Where the Wild Things Are gets that one. Harley, it is a tie-breaking decision. 8mm or Where the Wild Things Are.
Where the Wild Things Are.
A come from behind victory on that one.
See what you did there.
They didn't because it was behind. I know. Where the Wild Things Are 2-1. Next round, Kevin starts us off. Is it 127 Hours or James and the Giant Peach?
Oh, James and the Giant Peach, 100%.
Gets a vote, Harley.
James and the Giant Peach.
Gets Harley's vote. Gets the audience vote, by the way, in a 13-1. Or no, sorry, 8-1. I was looking at the wrong one on that. 8-1 vote off of that one. Gets the audience vote. It gets my vote as well. So it is a sweep moving on to the next round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Harley starts this one off. Is it Kids or 30 Minutes or Less?
Let's do Kids.
No.
I'm not going to clip that.
Once you have kids, it's gone. I have 4 kids, so.
Yeah, but how you phrase that, less two kids.
Yeah.
That's. I promise you that will not be today's soundbite. I'm not that mean. Kids gets a vote. This is not the type of podcast where you want to join the FTK club and say fuck them kids. I'm gonna go 30 minutes or less on this one. Hey, I'm in here for a good time, not necessarily a long time. So 30 minutes or less gets my vote. Kevin, tie-breaking decision. What you got?
30 minutes or less. Who has time for anything else?
The audience, by the way, agreed with you on that one. Moves on to the next round. I start this one off. It is either going to be the one movie Kate has never really seen, and that is Gone with the Wind, or Freaky Friday. Everybody wants it to be Freaky Friday in this particular situation, but for me, it's not. It's going to go Gone with the Wind, uh, mainly because I love a girl with a Southern Belle accent. So there's that. Gone with the Wind gets my vote. Kevin, Gone with the Wind or Freaky Friday?
It's gonna be Freaky Friday for me. Anything freaky would definitely describe my sex life. So yeah, we'll go with that one.
Gets a vote. Harley, tie-breaking decision.
Freaky Friday.
Gets another one. So Freaky moves on. Audience, by the way, agrees with you on that one. It ended up, well, in the end, it ended up being tied 6-6. But as far as the one that moved on, Freaky Friday did move on. It ended up being 6-9.
But
I don't have that one. Ended up being 6-9. There you go. On that one, Freaky Friday moves on. Kevin finishes out the first half of round one. Is it Miracle or Series of Unfortunate Events?
Series of unfortunate events. that one for sure.
Gets a vote, Harley.
Series of unfortunate events.
Gets another one. The audience agrees with you in a vote of 2-9. I'm gonna go with that one as well. Like I can't even make a fight when it comes to that one. I do believe Miracle's a better movie though. But
I'm not even
of
thinking about the movies anymore. I'm just going by title.
Let's go with title. I'm trying to keep it halfway PG on this one. Anyway, this is going to be a short show, but it's going to be a fun one. Series of Unfortunate Events moves on to the next round in a vote of 3-0. We'll be right back right after this break. Okay. Before I became a podcaster, I never imagined that all these requests for 5-star reviews did anything important. I was very wrong about that, but being the bastards that we are, we're not just going to expect you to give up those 5 stars with nothing in return. So I'll trade you for it. If you send us a letter, a question, or anything else you deem needed, along with those 5 stars, we'll not only give you a shout out on the show, but we'll read your submission live on air. We call this our thank you to review. If you want to be part of the thank you to review, like Marilyn here, send it to bracket. Send it to bracket BRACKETTY2R at yahoo.com to get in. This also works if you want to be a guest on any of the shows on the ABC network. Marilyn writes, "Dear bastards, happy summer." Well, at least it's coming soon, right? Like summer, I hope your show's topics get hotter with the weather. How about some sexy time topics to spice it up? How about like sex positions? 5 stars on Spotify. Marilyn Sade. That's my question too for you, by the way. What is your winner on that particular topic? Kevin, do you want to start us off on this one? What is your? I'm gonna do double. How about your favorite and your least?
Okay, I'll go okay. Let's do a round of favorite and then a round of
Okay.
So, because I gotta think a little bit. So my favorite, reverse cowgirl.
Okay.
That's definitely top notch.
Harley.
I have to turn my camera off for this because my face is going to get red. Well, I actually have 2 favorites, but my all-time is reverse cowgirl or face down, ass up.
Which would be doggy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's for those
Well, I
out
don't
there.
want to say that because then that just like sounds.
It's doggy, and I think doggy is like one of girls' top positions for
Hmm.
pretty much every girl out there in the first place, just due to positionary reasons. I'm gonna. I don't have a name for mine. I really don't. I've tried to look this up and I can't. It's not in like Kama Sutra or anything like this. But mine is. I'm more of a giver than receiver when it comes to certain things. So my favorite sexual position is just having myself sitting up, uh, legs wide open, and my girl sitting uh, belly to back. So like my belly to her back, and she just leans back, and I get to play around, and her hands are like uh, stuffed below my legs, and they're not able to move. So it sounds complicated, but realistically, when you get to it, it's not. And I get to control whether she gets to a point of release or not. And you can call it tantric, you can call it anything else you want, but it's just it tends, according to my wife, tends to increase the powerfulness of what's going on. So there's that. Kevin, your least.
So after thinking about it a while, there's really not a bad position, but if I had to choose my least, probably just plain missionary. I don't. It's eh,
Harley.
eh.
Missionary does nothing for me.
God, you guys are plain Jane on this question. I'm a guy, and I as a guy I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. I don't like getting head. I don't. It's just not my thing. And people tell me it's like, oh, you just haven't had it by the right person. No, I've had it multiple times. It's just not my thing. All right.
I prefer it.
Yeah, and see, I don't. I love giving it to her.
I prefer that too.
Yeah, like I love giving it to her, but like I'm not a person who likes to partake in that. Mainly because I like to work with my hands, and there's not a lot of things you can do with your hands as far as that goes, except like grab onto things and control a situation. But in that type of situation, you don't really want to control the situation. So it's a battle of the wills to get the situation taken care of, and it's I don't know. So I would much rather give than receive when it comes to that, and I'm I'm okay with it either way. So that's my favorite and my least. Maryland, really off the wall question, and I'm surprised we've never had it before. To be perfectly honest, considering how this show goes, but it does seem like today's topic is the perfect topic for that particular question. So thank you for writing in. If you want to be part of the thank you to review, it is bracket BRACKETTY2R at yahoo.com to get in. Welcome back for round two. Looks like Harley starts us off on this one. Harley, is it Let Me In or From Dusk Till Dawn?
From dusk till dawn.
I think From Dusk Till Dawn is kind of wishful thinking for me. I mean, I would like it that way, but for me, it's usually Let Me In because I just want to be involved. Like I'll sit there and watch. It's all right. I'm gonna go with Let Me In on this one. Tie breaking decision. Kevin, Let Me In or From Dusk Till Dawn?
Oh, it's let me in for sure. I mean, because there's one place that I get denied a lot, and I'm like, hey, let me in.
2-1. Let Me In moves on to the next round. By the way, the audience voted against you on that one. It ended up actually being a vote of 8-3 from Dusk Till Dawn on that one. Um, yeah. Next up, I start this one off. It's either going to be Out of My League or Idle Hands. Anybody who's ever met my wife and has met me in the same turn gets a weird look on their face because they have no idea how in the hell that I landed my wife. It's not my looks, it's not my personality, and there's only one other way to describe it, and that's not true either. So my wife is definitely out of my league. I'm gonna go with that one. Kevin, is it out of my league or idle hands?
Idle hands.
Tie breaking decision, Harley.
Idle hands.
In a vote, but idle hands moves on 2-1. But the audience just keeping them intact here. In a vote of 7-4, out of my league actually won that vote, but idle hands gets ours. Next up, Kevin starts us off. Kevin, this one's kind of. I'm not going to name his name, but pretty much everybody out there knows who I'm talking about. Is it House of a Thousand Corpses or The Quick and the Dead?
No, definitely not House of a Thousand Corpses. This no, Quick and the Dead. Yeah, just that one just wins by default at this point.
Harley.
It was a House of Thousand Corpses and what else?
The Quick and the Dead.
The Quick and the Dead.
Yeah. Okay. The audience agrees with you, by the way. It's Quick and the Dead. I'm gonna go Quick and the Dead as well. I just love the entire joke about House of a Thousand Corpses, because yeah. But The Quick and the Dead. If you guys haven't seen this movie, it's on my list. I think it's on my list. I better write this down just in case. TRC. Okay. I think The Quick and the Dead is actually on the list for a future recasting call episode. But it's a western. I know it's a damn good movie. It's star-studded even now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the next one that comes up on, as far as bastards go, is going to be the Gene Hackman episode that we have in September, because it has like Gene Hackman, Leonardo DiCaprio. I better say Kurt Russell, but it's not Kurt Russell. Russell Crowe, Sharon Stone,
Keith David, I think, is in there.
Keith David, yeah, Keith David plays one of the shooters. The guy that played Saw, played Jigsaw.
Mm-hmm.
It's in that movie. A whole bunch of people are in that movie, and it's absolutely crazy. And it's a movie that a lot of people have never actually heard of. So I recommend everybody go, if you're into westerns, go out and check that out. But yeah, Quick and the Dead. 3-0 moves on to the next round. Harley. Make sure I got that one right. Is it? I think it's Harley. Harley. Is it Waiting or Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close?
Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
Audience agrees with you on that one, Kevin.
I'm gonna give it to the audience again.
I'm gonna go for Waiting, just because we've all been in that boat somewhere. So, and Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close is really long to write out. I don't like that. So moves on to the next round. Faces another 2-1. By the way, I'm gonna do some math real quick. Hold up. That's 8. Okay, I was right. So I start this one off. It's either going to be Riding in Cars with Boys or 40-Year-Old Virgin. I think 40-Year-Old Virgin is too spot on.
Both of those just sound horrible anyways.
I know. Well, no, I mean, Riding in Cars with Boys is that's like a teenage
Okay, but if you're a girl, it sounds horrible.
It sounds
Well, I
horrible
mean,
if you're a guy.
yeah, it probably sounds worse if you're a guy, to be perfectly honest. Especially in high school where people are assholes. Granted, people are assholes like wherever, whenever you go, but like especially in high school when they're complete jagoffs. Uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna go with writing in cards with boys, and I'm gonna steal Harley's vote on this one, just because I want. This is more of an anti vote for 40-year-old virgin.
It's gonna be
I
my
think that
son.
and if I don't get rid of 40-year-old virgin, I have a feeling it's gonna run roughshod through this entire thing, and I don't want it to. So I'm gonna steal Harley's. So Harley, I do apologize, but it is what it is. Kevin, what's your vote?
Hey, riding in cars with boys, because $20 is $20.
Rules of the road, boys. Harley, what's your vote?
Probably riding in cars with boys.
So I did not need to steal that. However, the audience would have, in a vote, the audience would have voted 8-2 on this one, and 40-year-old virgin would have gotten that vote. However, it is 3-0 for us for writing. My Sheila vote is off the board, but 40-year-old virgin ended up winning this entire thing according to the audience. So I'm not unhappy that it's gone. Kevin, 12 Angry Men or The Third Man? There's no escape from this one, dude.
12 Angry Men can be a little messy, so we'll just go with a third man.
This is not a Bukake episode.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
Harley,
We'll just go with the 3. 12's a little much.
a little much. I'm gonna go with 12, mainly because it's a better movie. So the Third Man moves on to the next round. The audience vote would have gone for 12 Angry Men, by the way. Harley starts us off. Harley, is it Tomb Raider or Toy Story?
Let's go with Toy Story. Nothing's wrong with a good toy.
Yeah, a good toy, yes. I'm gonna go for Tomb Raider on this one. Mainly because in a couple of weeks, I think this is on the list. I'm not for certain, but it was on the list that I originally seen. I don't know if it was picked, but on Rule 34, which is going to be on June 8th, coming up on a show coming up, where we're talking about different porno titles that make fun of other movies. Tomb Raider was originally turned into Womb Raider, so I'm going to vote it just for that. It is a tie-breaking decision coming down to Kevin. Kevin, Tomb Raider or Toy Story?
I'm not a big toy guy, so I got to go Tomb Raider.
Gets a vote. The audience, by the way, went with Toy Story in a vote of 11-1, but Tomb Raider moves on. 2-1. And 15, so 16. Okay, and I finish out round 1. It is either Dirty Harry or Batteries Not Included.
Both of these are kind of bad.
I know. I'm going to go with Batteries Not Included because Dirty Harry reminds me of Dirty Sanchez. And I'm not going to go with that. So Batteries Not Included gets my vote. Kevin?
I just stated I'm not a toys guy, so I'm going to go with Dirty Harry.
Which means it's a tie-breaking decision for Harley. Harley, do you want to know who is facing in the next round?
No, we'll go with Batteries Not Included.
Gets a vote. 2-1. Faces a 3-0. The audience, by the way, agreed with you on that one in a vote of 8-3 to the next round. And that makes up our field of the second round. We'll be right back right after this break. Over at Bastards, we have the unique opportunity to have a whole bunch of cool guests on our show. Today's cool guest is actually Harley. Harley comes from a couple of shows, and she's going to tell us a little about where she comes from. Harley, what you up to?
Not much. I have been doing the Mod Squad stuff with Kevin, of course, and we are doing the Asylum with Harley, and we've got some new episodes coming out here soon, and we are going to be doing another giveaway in October for a custom skull. One of these bad boys.
And that bad boy.
Well, I've got like 3 of them, and they are very heavy and awesome.
There's a nut joke in there too, but I'm not going to touch it. I just realized when I was looking up that I'm wearing the wrong shirt today. I'm wearing some ABC podcast merch, as always, for anybody who is a chance to watch this. But I got a Savannah Bananas jersey the other day, and I was gonna wear it today, and I forgot about it. So I guess I'm gonna have to. But my son has a field trip tomorrow to the zoo, so I think I'm gonna wear my Savannah Bananas jersey to the zoo tomorrow, because see if I can entice a monkey or two. That was a terrible joke, but I'm really glad you laughed. Welcome back for round 2. Looks like Kevin starts us off. Kevin, is it stand and deliver or let me in?
Stand and deliver.
Gets a vote. Harley
Stand and deliver.
gets another one. I'm going to go 3 and out on that one. The audience, by the way, is going to went with stand and deliver as well. So we're all in cahoots. 3-0. Next round, Harley starts us off. Harley, the quick and the dead or the soloist?
The soloist.
I'm going to go with the premature ejaculation joke on this one and go with quick and the dead. Kevin, is it the soloist or the quick and the dead?
It's going to be the soloist.
I can tell you that the quick and the dead is a better movie off the top of my head.
Oh, definitely. But as far as the joke, the gag, yeah, we're going soloist.
2-1. Next round, I start this one off. It is either Riding in Cars with Boys or James and the Giant Peach. It's James and the Giant Peach. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love. I've never seen Riding in Cars with Boys, but I'm not necessarily an ass man, but I can see how people are an ass man. And James and the Giant Peach, considering it's a Disney movie, just makes me laugh even more. It gets my vote. Kevin, James and the Giant Peach are Riding in Cars with Boys.
Oh, it should be Kevin and the Giant Peach because I love me a nice big old peach. So, James and the Giant Peach.
Rocking everywhere. Harley.
James and the Giant Peach.
And the audience gets that vote as well. So it is 3 and out to the next round. Kevin, is it Freaky Friday or Tomb Raider?
Can you be a Tomb Raider on a Freaky Friday? Let's see. Audience participation on this one.
It is.
I like both of them. So
They ended up not facing each other in round 2. So going back to their total votes, it is going to be Freaky Friday in a 9-1 ratio. So they got 9 times the amount of votes as Tomb Raider did off of that one. So Freaky Friday gets the audience vote. Harley, Freaky Friday, Tomb Raider.
Well, I'm going to steal your vote, and we're going with Freaky Friday.
That is all right with me because I would have gone with Freaky Freddy as well. Although I don't know why you stole my vote. Because Kevin went with Freaky Friday as well. So that just means it's 3 now.
I don't know. To
I
complete
don't
the
know.
well.
I mean, not to call you on it or anything. Freaky moves on 3-0 to the next round. That is our third sweep in this round alone. Harley starts us off. Is it these movies kind of go together? Actually, is it Alone in the Dark or Idle Hands?
Idle hands.
Gets a vote. I'm gonna give Kevin an out on this one. Is it? I'm gonna tie it up. Alone in the Dark or Idle Hands for you, sir?
It's idle hands, I guess. Yeah,
You're like, I don't care.
yeah. It's the same joke.
I mean, no, I Idle Hands could be anywhere. At least if you're alone in the dark, you're at least trying to hide the situation. Moves on 2-1 to the next round. Faces 3-0. I start this one off. It's either going to be Where the Wild Things Are or Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. Just so I don't have to keep writing such a long movie title, I'm gonna go with Where the Wild Things Are. Granted, they're about the same length. Giggity on that one, so it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go with Where the Wild Things Are, I guess. Kevin, Wild Things or Extremely Loud?
I'm gonna steal Harley's vote on this one just to give you a longer title. The loud and whatever it is. Extremely loud and obnoxious, I think you said. I don't know this movie, so
Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. I think it actually has to do with special needs kids,
okay.
if I remember right, because the kid isn't he has like autism or something along those lines. Harley, what would have your vote been off of that one?
Extremely loud.
So it goes with the vote. By the way, the audience would have gone with Where the Wild Things Are, and it was a 1 vote difference off of that one. I'm just gonna write Loud down because it doesn't really matter.
It
2-1 to the next.
Extremely loud has Tom Hanks in it.
Also, a reason to vote against it.
And it is about a kid with autism.
There you go. See, I knew I've at least heard of it before. Loud moves on, faces a 2-1 in the next round. Kevin starts us off, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kevin starts us off. Is it The Third Man or 30 Minutes or Less?
Let's go with The Third Man because that just sounds fun.
Just to be a masterpiece. Harley, Third Man, 30 Minutes or Less.
The Third Man.
Damn. I'm going to go with 30 Minutes or Less because, again, I'm here for a good time, not necessarily a long time. So,
And adding a third man could be fun.
tag team, back again.
Check it to wreck it. Let's begin.
That's why you need the third man. Moves on 2-1, faces a 3-0 in the next round. Harley starts us off. Finishes out round 2, actually. Is it Batteries Not Included or Series of Unfortunate Events?
Series of unfortunate events.
Gets a vote. I'm gonna go for series as well because I think Kevin's gonna go for the same route. Kevin, Series of Unfortunate Events or Batteries Not Included?
Series.
3-0. Faces another 3-0 in the next round. That means we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Half of these are split votes. Half of these are sweeps. Granted, there's only 3 of us here, so it kind of happens. That is round 2. Be right back right after this break. Kevin, what's been up to there, sir?
Oh man, other than being here on Bracket Bastards and Central Booking, you can find me on the Mod Squad Network, where it's a entertainment style show. We also go live every Saturday night with a giveaway. Or you can find me on Back to the Retro Review, where I do movie reviews from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Also do budget podcasting gear reviews, and I have a budget podcasting show that goes live every Thursday night at 9 o'clock. Eastern Central Time.
And of course, along with Kevin, I'm part of the entire ABC network. We have multiple different shows. One we're on right now is, of course, called Bracket Bastards. And if you don't know what Bracket Bastards is by this point, listen to the show. I don't know how to explain it to you. Other than that, there's Central Booking. It's a wrestling program where it's not necessarily a review program, but we talk about different things as far as how we would book things. And the next upcoming show that we're talking about, we are recording an episode talking about Money in the Bank, some of our favorite Money in the Bank moments, and how we would book this year's Money in the Bank and contenders and everything else along those lines. Their Casting Call is a place where we take old movies and add some new favorites. Tomorrow we're doing a duo tomorrow. We're actually doing a special baby making episode for Kate because she's going to go off and take her maternity leave. We're also doing Die Hard for everybody out there, and I have lots of names in mind for that one. I was talking to Kevin before the show and got some consideration from him as well. Bastards Backstage is a interview program where I go one-on-one with a guest or two, and uh, it's not your typical interview show. We get down and dirty with some of our favorites, and of course, Versus, where you make the tournament, you pick the topic, and you also pick the winners. It's kind of like Bastard, but it's a shorter version. That's what we do over here. And of course, Dr. P.F. Jeremiah and his infernal roommate as well, which is it's a movie review show with a D&D twist. Catching up. I'm yet to pass the parcel. Uh, Other than that, path to parcels. Well, granted, path to parcels are good anyway. Cause we're just doing multiples of that. Steal a votes. Everybody has stolen a vote. Those are officially off the board for everybody. But nobody has blown a load. So keep that in mind. Welcome back for round 3 and beyond. It uh, looks like I start this one off. I think. Either way, I start this one off, and it is either going to be Stand and Deliver or Idle Hands. I think the Idle Hands jokes has kind of gone on too long. I'm going to try to give a little bit more of a better vibe to what we can do in the bedroom, and I'm going to go to Stand and Deliver on this one. Gets my vote. Kevin, Stand and Deliver, Idle Hands.
Oh, it's Stand and Deliver.
Gets another one. Harley
Stand and Deliver.
gets a third vote, which means it is 3 and out off of this one. Between the audience would have said, in a vote of 4-11, Stand and Deliver would get the audience vote as well. So we all happen to agree. Kevin, starts us off. Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, or The Soloist?
Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
Gets a vote. Harley?
Extremely Loud.
I'm going to go the same route. So Loud moves on to the next round, because I'm just going to go ahead and fucking shorten that. 3-0. Harley. James and the Giant Peach, or The Third Man?
The Third Man.
I'm going to let Kevin make the decision. I'm going to go with James and the Giant Peach. Tie-breaking decision there, sir.
Going to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches.
Gets the vote and the win. 2-1 to the next round. That's what 1, 2, 3. I start this one off. Finishing out the last of the quarterfinals. It's either going to be Freaky Friday or Series of Unfortunate Events. These kind of go together, to be perfectly honest. Every time I try to be freaky, it actually kind of turns into a series of fuck ups. So, then again, I'm a fan of redheads, and Lindsay Lohan is one of my favorite ones. So, I'm going to go with Freaky Friday on this one. Kevin, Freaky Friday, Series of Unfortunate Events.
Series of unfortunate events.
Tie-breaking decision. Harley, do you want to know who is facing in the next round, which will also release the entire Final Four?
We're going with Freaky Friday.
Okay. Freaky, FREs. Moves on 2-1 to the next round. There are 2 sweeps going against each other and 2 tie-breaking decisions going against each other in the next round. In the Final Four, at least. And Kevin starts that one off. Kevin, starting off with one of these movies. Is it Stand and Deliver, Freaky Friday, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, or James and the Giant Peach?
We'll go with Stand and Deliver.
Stand and Deliver. So it is either Stand and Deliver or Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
No, I always like to Stand and Deliver, so we're going to go with there.
Gets a vote. Harley.
Extremely Loud.
I just realized on my board I wrote Load instead of Loud.
See where your mind's at in the gutter.
I know, right? I'm going to go with Stand, though. Stand and Deliver goes into the finals 2-1. Yeah, make sure to write that down correctly. 2-1. Next up, Harley starts off the other side. Is it James and the Giant Peach or Freaky Friday?
Freaky Friday.
I got to go with James and the Giant Peach. Like, it's, again, not an ass man. But, pun fully intended, but I can see how guys are. And some girls are. So, James and the Giant Peach gets my vote. Kevin, finish us up.
Hey, just call me Billy Gunn, because I'm an ass man.
Sign of a true wrestling fan right there. Moves on. Freaky Friday goes to third, possibility of third place. All right. I get to start off third place, and it's either going to be Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close or Freaky Friday. You know what? I'm going to go with Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. Like, I think Freaky Friday is good for the topic, but realistically, getting your freak on usually includes getting extremely loud and incredibly close. So I'm going to go with extremely loud and incredibly close. Plus, this is for the first couple of rounds, this was the bane of my existence, so I might as well give it third place. Kevin, Extremely Loud or Freaky Friday?
I got to go Extremely Loud because I'm usually wore out on Fridays. It's more of a weekend thing.
You got to get down on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Harley, finish up.
Extremely Loud.
So 3 and out gets third place. Finals. Kevin starts us off. Nobody's blown a load. Ironically enough, this entire time, which means if everybody blows a load in the same turn on this one, this is known as the Bukake episode. And such a good episode to finish up on. Kevin, James and the Giant Peach or Stand and Deliver?
I'm going to blow my load.
Harley.
I will follow suit and blow my load.
I'm going to go with James and the Giant Peach just to fuck up that situation.
You are such a dick.
I know.
Emotional damage. I'm
But it
surrounded
was
by
worth it.
assholes.
I know, right? It gets my vote. Kevin, James the Giant Peach or Stand and Deliver?
It's going to be James and the Giant Peach.
That is the best way not to blow your load the entire. I think.
Way to edge us. Way to edge us there, buddy.
And not give it to you. Harley, James, or Stand and Deliver?
James and the Giant Peach.
I agree with today's decision. James and the Giant Peach, which, by the way, I can't remember how far James and Giant Peach ended up. Left us in round 2, according to the audience. So ended up getting beat out by 40-year-old virgin. So thank you for. Well, actually, I blew my load on that one. So either way, James the Giant Peach gets that vote. Stand and Deliver gets second. Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close rounds out the top 3. And then Freaky Friday barely makes it onto the podium. That is our show this week, guys. One of our shortest shows in a while, actually. You can find Kevin at.
You can find me in the Mod Squad Network official community on Facebook, or the Back to the Retro Review official community on Facebook as well, or on Instagram at Back to the Retro Review, one word.
And you can find Harley at.
The Asylum with Harley on all major streaming or the Mod Squad Network.
And of course, I'm your host, Freddie Fish. You can find me at that as always on Facebook. While you're on Facebook, check out Bracket Bastards, the audience vote, where you can vote along with us every single week. This next week, starting Monday, actually starting tomorrow, we're not doing next week's topic for the show, which is going to be Dirty Destinations. It's a travel episode, because that episode was done on the original format a while ago, but we're having a special version because one of our favorite teachers out there of all time, Jacqueline Collins, sent to me this year's Oreo tournament, where her class, and she does a business class, does a fake Oreo flavor March Madness tournament each year, and their tournament is going to be played on our not our show, but our Facebook page, so you guys can go ahead and check that one out as well. On Twitter, I'm at Fisher777. We're all at Bracket Pod. On Instagram, as always, you can find me at Can't Lick Me, not one word. I like to leave every single show with a quote. Today's quote comes from John Callahan, and it says, "Sex is like air. It's not relevant unless you're not getting any." That is our show this week, guys. See you next time.
Bye.